This was supposed to be a chill riding day, and then it wasn't. Yesterday, I went out with a couple friends, found a new spot that I was told about by a random gentleman. Tree spacing was perfect. It was east facing, there was lots of snow, everything you want in a good tree riding spot. In the morning, I decided to take my ski tips off really quick, being that it could be crusty, and I've heard that it could help with those crusty conditions. The ride started out pretty good. We found a pretty good hill that had a nice amount of snow on it. I was starting to feel pretty comfortable. I was picking lines really good. I was trying to experiment side hilling on my bad side. Had no problems getting on edge, staying on edge, being knocked off my line by anything underneath the snow. All around, I was feeling pretty confident in my riding. I even got pretty good at trying to do hopovers, even though I hopped over into a tree I wasn't paying attention to. That part is going to be a common theme. That hill didn't really have a whole lot to offer other than a couple lines up and down, and it wasn't even the spot we were looking for. It was just kind of a spot off the trail. I looked out in the maps and saw it might be good. So, back on the trail to the spot that we were actually going to go check out. On the way there, I noticed there was this big long hill right on the side of the trail that looked pretty steep, and it was in the right direction for this kind of conditions. In all honesty, just from the road, this looked like the perfect spot. There was no tag holders, those stupid overgrown trees. The tree spacing was good. It was a nice hardwood forest. We pulled off into the trail. I watched my other friends fuck off way up some line. Realized, I don't know if I can go straight up, but I'm going to initiate to a side hill and try to work my way up, trying to push myself. And yeah, I didn't know what happened. I think I spent too long looking at the tree, and then I hit the tree. It didn't look like it was going to be that bad of a crash, but I heard a pretty good crunch, and unfortunately I did break my side panel. It was one of those things where I looked at the tree and the sled followed my eyes. So after a couple minutes of self-loathing and just kind of depression, I decided to get back on the sled. I mean, it worked fine mechanically, so there's really no reason not to ride. Worst case, I end up taping it up to finish off the season. So back to it I went, and same thing, trying to side hill, trying to push myself, trying to go faster, use more brake. Overall, I was like, trying more with hopovers, trying to dangle myself off each side of the sled. Figured I was like, fuck it, you know, having a good day of riding. And honestly, once the first bit of plastic damage was done, I was like, fuck it, I guess I can push myself harder without being scared of hitting trees. So after a couple more fun lines, I decided I'm gonna try a re-entry. I've always wanted to try a re-entry, and I've gotten kind of close on some not great hills, but I've always been scared of both looking the other way and just having the sled free fall on its side, and not really having any control over it. But I realized, worst case, I land on a log under the snow and I bend a control arm or bend some other plastics. I found a pretty good hill that was pretty good that I can try this on. I had nice and free trees, didn't look like there was any stumps on it. Went and did a couple laps trying to see if I get the perfect approach angle, and then realized, fuck it, I gotta do it. So in my head, I noted all I had to do was pin it, get the track, get the skis up in the air, look to my left, and just bring it down. So that's what I did. Well, I did it. It probably doesn't look as cool on the video, but once skis in the air, things are a little bit different, and I got a little scared, but I did what I conditioned myself to do. I brought the sled down, realized, you know what, this is something I could do if I ever get caught in a sticky situation going up a tree, and I'd be able to bring the sled back down. So I was like, I'm pretty happy about that. See, my big mistake was, even though I realized that the hill was clear of trees, I didn't look at the landing, and when I landed, my thigh hit the throttle, which gave it a little burst of throttle, and I was too jumbled up, and I went for a tree. I fell off, and I just kind of sat there for a couple minutes being like, oh, fuck. Okay, well, I probably bent a control arm. This is going to be a little fucking more of a metallic clang to it this time. After getting up, I realized it was not a bent control arm. It was much, much worse.
Dude, that was hard. There's no way that didn't fuck.
The front bumper actually took most of the damage. surprisingly, which also led to other problems you'll see in a bit here. The one thing noting is that the tree was rusting up the control arm, and somehow the control arm was straight. After realizing there was a fair bit of damage to the sled and that, you know what, there's really nothing we can do here, damage is done. Problem was we had to get it out of that. It was a downhill, and we did spend an hour trying to get it out. There was just 3 of us. It was a lot of trying to pull the sled backwards, trying to flip the ski over the tree. It was kind of a whole event. There was a lot of cussing and all that. It wasn't that great. Now, after we got it out, I realized this is probably going to be my last ride. I don't really want to spend the money right now to fix this thing, to go get one more ride out of it. So if it was going to be my last ride, I might as well try and do some more cool things. I still managed to get a couple good lines, kind of push myself, put myself in positions I probably shouldn't be. I just couldn't shake off what happened. I just kept thinking about it and realized I probably should have taken my Vyvanse yesterday morning. But I realized that after getting stuck in some positions I probably shouldn't have been in the first place. It was time to pack it up and head back to the trail. Well, here it is. Nothing really I can do about it. It's pretty fucked up, not gonna lie. Most of the damage is centered around this side because that's kind of where the tree hit. Still, just miraculously how there's no bend in that control arm. From my understanding, broke the bumper, which pulled these mount forward. It broke the front nose filter. The bottom nose filter is also broken. That's kind of annoying. It is touching the pipe. Unfortunately, it's a mystery it didn't melt for how much more riding I did. From that side, it's kind of a little fucked up. There is this massive rip in the belly pan. This Torx bit is no longer attached to this piece anymore. And kind of the same for the other side. Kind of a similar situation on the other side. This is the broken side panel that was originally the first damage here. Yeah, it broke this piece in a way that it no longer clips together, and should be a knob that goes here, but that's also gone. And then the side panel's cracked down here. Quick damage report, it's about $500 in plastics, which isn't really the end of the world. And whatever bumper I decide to go with, I don't know if I'm gonna go with this cast bumper again. It's a big cool bumper, but it looks like the Crimson Chin, and I didn't like the way it redirected all the force into the belly pan there. It's shitty what happened, but at the end of the day, it's tree riding. You're gonna make mistakes. I'm someone who likes to push myself, and sometimes I kind of run out of talent there. I honestly care less about it than, to be honest, most people do. It seems like some of the people I ride with even cared about it more. At the end of the day, a snowmobile is just the sum of its parts. Yeah, sure, the sled was brand new at the start of the season, but $1,000 in work. It's whatever. I know what I have to work on for next season, both on the sled and physically and mentally. It's unfortunate that the season is ending here, but I know that even next season, I'm gonna hit more rocks, trees, stumps. It's one of those things where it's with this type of riding, you got to have a positive attitude about it. At the end of the day, you're doing this to have fun. It's not a competition. You don't need to be the best rider. Next video, I'm going to be doing a full breakdown of all of my costs for this season, including the damages. So stay tuned for that.